Good afternoon. Good afternoon for those of you who are live with me here in the uh, United States of America in the Central Time Zone. Wherever you are, hello, hello, hello. Whatever time it is, hello, hello, hello. It is such a blessing. Whatever year, month it is, whatever date it is, day it is, I am so happy that you're with me. This is Point of View with Ms. Shirley Polk. It's a joy and it's a privilege. It's a blessing for me to be able to come to you live twice a week for Point of View with Miss Shirley Polk on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Dear God, as I sit before you to speak, I pray to you that my soul you will keep. And if I should die before I finish, I pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. That is my prayer. That is a prayer that God gave to me. It's been maybe it's been probably 2 years ago. And that is the one that I say to Him because we don't know from one micro, femco, pico, nanosecond what is going to happen in our lives. We just don't know. So, just to be sure, I always make straight paths for my feet. And I hope you will join me doing that too. Okay, sometimes it's best to quit and start anew. Why and how? Sometimes it's best to quit and start anew. Why and how? Sometimes things can get so difficult. They can change so drastically in our lives that sometimes the best thing to do, and I would say many times the best thing to do, is to start all over again. And many times we say it's too hard to do that. I have this built up, I have that built up. But there are certain ways you can start all over again. It doesn't mean you have to get rid of your possessions, your material things or whatever. You can start all over in your mind, and then you can start all over and just move away from where you are physically, emotionally, mentally. There are so many ways to start anew. Sometimes you just have to leave everything and start anew. And so we're going to talk about that because there's so many things that are happening in this day and time and even in the past where people have become stagnant. They don't and didn't know what to do about it, and they died in the state that they were in. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you for being here. You are awesomely wonderful. So sometimes life can get difficult or it could get even better. And then we could make a decision or it could come to us in our mind through the Spirit of God. It's time for you to let all of that go and start anew. So, we're going to talk about that today. I have 3 sites here. Psychology Today is one of them, WikiHow is one of them, and let's see what this other one is. Now, tell me. It's Learning Mind, and we've been in Learning Mind before. Learning Mind. So I'm going to go to Psychology Today first. And this piece is by Melanie A. McNally. Empower Your Mind and Burn Out. The Power of Knowing When to Quit. This is Psychology Today. This piece is by Melanie A. McNally. The power It doesn't mean you're weak if you just let it go and start over again. That's that takes strength. That takes power. So Melanie is saying the power of knowing when to quit. Too much grit can be harmful. Recognize when it's time to move on. Too much grit, and we've heard people say, "I've got grit. She's got grit. He's got grit." That means that they have what is it? Fortitude, emotional strength, or whatever. They're go getters. They'll do this. They'll take the task on. Sometimes we have to take a different turn. Too much grit can be harmful. Recognize when it's time to move on. When it's time. And this was posted June 26th, 2024, and is reviewed by Li- Libby Ma. Libby Ma. The key points here: grit exists on a spectrum, and too much grit can be harmful and prevent you from quitting when you should. And you've seen some people just stay in something and it just wears them down physically, mentally, and emotionally. And they say, I should have gotten out years ago. I should have let it go a long time ago, but I stayed in it, and here I am. You can see it in their physical appearance. You can hear it in their voice and their expressions. You notice it when somebody stayed somewhere too long, and it doesn't have to be like in a home. Sometimes a home life is great. That's not the problem, but what else are they connected to? It could be people, it could be relationships with people that you call friendships, and all of that. It could be so many things. It could be a certain job. Say, I stayed too long. I should have left a long time ago. I should have let it go a long time ago. So, the first part is grit exists on a spectrum, and too much grit can be harmful and prevent you from quitting when you should. The next point here is being inflexible in your goals might mean you have too much grit. Then the next one is symptoms like dissatisfaction, languishing, and burnout signal that it's time to quit. Symptoms like dissatisfaction, languishing, and burnout signal that it's time to quit. The next one, consider time, feelings, and potential changes before deciding to quit so you're confident in your choice. Think it over, okay? We see social media posts all the time about how important it is to be consistent and to never give up. And some people, like I said, they think that if they give up, it's a sign of weakness. But many times it's a sign of power, strength, fortitude. Oh, yes, resilience. Sometimes it takes, and it really does, take courage to let it go and start again. But you can do it. We hear stories or elite athletes and CEOs who kept going through roughest or the roughest of times. And we think, this is exactly how I need to be. I need to stick with my goal or dream no matter what. But that's not true for everyone. And we have to realize that something that's good for you might not be good for me. Something that's good for me might not be good for you. It's an individual thing, but we have to be able to recognize when it's time to do something different in our lives. It's not true for everyone. Hey, I need to stick with it. I need to hang in there no matter what. It's not good for everyone. For some, quitting is the best thing they can do. And that's in all aspects of life. Oh, yes, in all aspects of life. Grit on a spectrum is our topic here. So, as defined by Angela Duckworth, grit is our passion and perseverance towards a long term goal, and it's important. And this was 2018 when this was said, especially in today's technology culture when many things are low risk to enter and to exit. We need to be training our grit muscle. Today's youth need to be building grit more than anyone since it's too easy for them to task switch the moment they're bored or uncomfortable. Because some people, I'm bored with this. I'll do this for a few days. Now I'm bored. I'll just go to something else. People do that. We might be guilty of it too. Okay? So let's think of grit as existing on a spectrum where on one end, we have someone so gritty that they stick with the dream or goal no matter how hard or how little progress they're making. And on the other end, we have someone who lacks grit and gives up on their dream or goal the moment they encounter an obstacle, no matter how easy it is to overcome. Which end of the spectrum needs to learn when and how to quit? Did you think about it? Which end of the spectrum needs to learn when and how to quit? Did you think of this one? You guessed it if you did, okay? The ones who are closer to the side of going no matter how hard or how little progress they're making. The two gritty people, okay? Did you think of that? The ones with too much grit? Next, how to know if you're too gritty. And the author is saying in my new book, Helping Your Unmotivated Teen, she said, I cover grit in depth. As I researched, the author is telling us, she said, as I researched it, I found that there can be a downside to being too gritty. If you're inflexible in your quest to achieve your goal, for example, you might have too much grit. Perhaps you're so focused on a promotion at your company that you ignore an opportunity for a lateral position at a competing company where the chance to move up is much easier. Sometimes we're so focused on one thing, we miss the opportunity to take advantage of another that is much better for us. Too gritty, okay? Too gritty. You might be too gritty if you find that you won't give up on a goal simply because of the amount of time and effort you've invested so far. Perhaps you've already done or gone through a certification program and spent a good deal of money on it, but realize there's a better opportunity and you'd have more passion if you choose a different direction. Because you're too gritty, you refuse to make the pivot and continue to look for the ways to use this new certification while feeling unmotivated and burnt out along the way. Sometimes, yes, we do. And I understand that I spent this money and I am going to use this certification no matter what. And you have an interest. We've heard of people who have gotten, certifications, have degrees in a certain field, and then they decide later on that they want to do something else and they leave that part of their lives and start something new that they are truly satisfied in. We've heard of that. We've heard of that. Some people get burnt out, but they won't change. And so we have to learn to make that change that is best for us when it's time to quit. When it's time to quit. If you recognize yourself in the above section and think you might be on the too gritty end of the spectrum, you're more likely to feel dissatisfied with your goal and more likely to experience languishing, the feeling made famous by Adam Grant's New York Times article in 2021, and more likely to burn out physically and mentally. And it just might be time to adapt or completely quit the goal causing these symptoms. Sometimes you just have to say, hey, I'm done. Let me do something else. Sometimes it's just that abrupt. Sometimes you need to just say, hey, I'm done, and go on to something else progressive. Oh, yes. This is so good. This is psychology today. Feeling dissatisfied. That's the next point. Feeling dissatisfied. You make slight progress towards your goal, but don't feel satisfied with it. You're not gaining anything from the progress, like better health or feelings of accomplishment or pride. And you may have even stopped tracking it. Next, languishing. It's not that you're depressed, you're just me, me, okay? MEH. Your goal doesn't light you up in any way, shape, or form. You're no longer energized by it and don't see the point of it anymore. And that's languishing when you just hold on to it. And she's telling us now it's not that you're depressed, you're just tired of it. Okay? Your goal doesn't light you up in any way, shape, or form. You're no longer energized by it and don't see the point of it anymore. The next point is burnout. Burnout has three main symptoms: emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and a low sense of personal accomplishment. Oh, yes. And that came from Maslick and Leiter in 2016. Maybe you find yourself feeling one, two, or all three symptoms when you're working on your dream. Sometimes you can, sometimes we might not admit it, okay? But we need to look at it. How to quit. How to quit. Gritty people often don't know how to quit. After all, their grit has gotten them far in life, and they're used to persevering through adversities. They rationalize away the dissatisfaction, languishing, and burnout as being part of the process. What they're often missing, however, is how much further they'd go if they were to quit. When helping my clients, this is the author talking, when helping my clients, she says, when I'm helping them decide if it's time to leave a goal behind, she said, here are some of the things we consider. First is, how much time and energy are you going and giving to this goal? How much time and energy are you giving to this goal? We do a time audit to assess how much time they're spending on it, how much of the day they're thinking about it, which means they're not focusing on other things, and how much work they're investing in it. The next point is, how do you feel when spending time working towards this goal? These are things to consider. This is telling you how to quit, okay? So, using the time audit tracker, she said, I have them rate how they feel while spending time and energy on it. A simple 1 to 10 rating scale, where 1 means you feel blah and 10 means total excitement, will do. The next point is, what would be different in your days if you were to quit this goal? And then she says that she walks them through a guided visualization where they imagine if they were to not have this goal in their life at all. She said, I have them imagine their day from waking to bedtime, and at the end, she said, I ask them to notice how their body feels. This simple exercise is usually a game changer for them, since many notice how light and excited they feel without it. Oh my goodness. So if you decide that quitting is right for you, she says that she encourages you to take your time in refilling, refilling, that goal space. Give yourself time to explore, imagine, and try different things. Gritty people usually want to rush into the next thing, but she said she's found that when they give themselves the time and space to just explore and imagine, they end up creating incredible new goals and adventures for themselves. Oh my goodness. Taking that time. Don't just jump into something else. Give yourself time and try different things. She said, I can't wait to see what you do. And this is psychology today. Oh, yes, this is wonderful. And she gives credit to where she got some of this information down here. So, this is wonderful. This is Psychology Today. And I am so thankful for this contributor, this writer. She said, take your time in refilling that goal. Take your time. Oh, yes. Her name is Melanie McNally. She's a clinical psychologist, brain coach, and author of The Emotionally Intelligent Teen and Helping Your Unmotivated Teen. Okay. Now we'll go to the next one. How about that? That was very interesting, wasn't it? Helping us out. We need help, don't we? We need help. There's nothing wrong with getting help from these resources. I enjoy it. That means that I don't have to go and write something all the time, all of that, because someone has studied it. Now I study what I choose, and I choose it because when I ask God to please give me something to talk about, then He puts it in my mind, and then I search for it and I find it. So these three sites I found, and this is Learning Mind, learningmind.com, learning-mind.com. 12 signs. It's time to start over again and leave everything behind. This is for self empowerment. 12 signs. It's time to start over and leave everything behind. And this is by Valerie Solier, July 22nd, 2018. And this is for personal development and self improvement. Sometimes, as we start out here, there comes a time to start over again in life and turn over a new leaf. If you can relate to the below signs, your life may need to change. So we're going to go through those signs, okay? If you can relate to them, maybe your life needs to change. Sometimes we need to just leave it and go on. And some people say, well, that's easier said than done. And yes, it is, but there takes effort. It takes effort to get out of the bed in the morning, to get in the bed at night. There's always an effort in everything we do to think. We make an effort. Sometimes there comes a time to start over again in life and turn over a new leaf. If you can relate to what's coming up, these below signs, your life may need a change. Feeling sad, miserable, irritable, angry, and cynical, having trouble concentrating or remembering, lack of energy or fatigue, sleep problems. Oh, yes. If you have some of these, it might be a sign that there needs to be a change in your life. Oh, yes. Learning mind. Yes. Now, let me get back because something happened here. Okay. What you want me to do? There comes a time. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling miserable, if you're feeling irritable, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling cynical, having trouble concentrating or remembering, a lack of energy or fatigue, you have sleep problems, oh, that definitely can be a sign that it's time to make a change. Probably you have no idea what's going on, while most psychologists are unanimous that you need to start over again and leave everything behind. It is often the only remedy when you find yourself stuck in life. When you find yourself stuck, it's not an act of surrender. And see what I'm telling you, and I said it before, you have, it's powerful. You're brave when you decide that it's time to change and you act upon that decision. Sometimes people just leave everything and just go and make a new start. And I know for some people it's not easy, but then there's sacrifice in everything we do. And if you need to make a change after hearing all of this, then that means you have to plan. Don't take too long, okay? But don't be careless in your planning and don't move too fast, okay? But if you need to make a change, when you need to make it, start working on it and get it done. You will be so happy that you did. It doesn't mean forgetting everything you've been through and giving up your past. It's simply integrating your past and present and moving ahead. So, coming up, we'll find the signs that is high time to turn over a new leaf and start over again. Thank you so much for being with me. Number one, nothing can make you happy. Talking about signs. When you're in a state of mind that nothing can make you happy, oh, start thinking about it. Okay, a change. You find no pleasure in life or the things you like. Okay, you've settled into a routine which seems to be getting old. More and more often, you find yourself in the Groundhound Day. Oh my goodness. Groundhound Day. Wow. Number two, you don't experience emotion strongly anymore. Your emotional capacity is dwindling little by little. Neither movies nor any other entertainment do it for you anymore. You don't seem to be interested in what other people do or say. Be the news good or bad, you just don't care. Number three, you discover some unusual things about yourself. For example, after reading a book page for several times, after reading a book page for several times, you still find it difficult to understand the main point. Have you ever done that? You read something or you're looking at a movie or a show and there's something that you don't quite get and you rewind and play it again and you rewind and play it again and sometimes you just don't get it, okay? So this part right here, number two, this is three, you discover unusual things about yourself. And this is what we're doing here is looking at the signs and recognizing that it's high time to turn over a new leaf and start over again. Yes. For example, after reading a book page for several times, you still find it difficult to understand the main point, or you've carefully checked and sent an important email, but when you reread it later, you find numerous misprints. In fact, you have difficulty remembering or concentrating on things. Number four, you don't care a lot about your health and your good looks. Oh my goodness. Sometimes people just give up, don't they? You are always pressed for time when it comes to visiting a dentist or a hairdresser or buying clothes that are the latest fashion. You drink your favorite pair. What am I? You think your favorite pair of jeans is definitely better than a new one, no matter it's a bit worn out. Your apartment is a complete mess. Dirty dishes, clothes scattered around. Number five, your body is acting different. These are signs that it's time to quit and start all over again, okay? You lack energy and feel tired all the time. You are frequently sick and run down. Headaches and muscle pains interfere with your daily routine. Your eating habits have changed. You have no appetite and lose your weight or eat too much and gain weight. You have difficulty sleeping and wake up early in the morning or sleep too much. Number six, you easily lose your temper and get irritated by every little thing. Now, these are signs. Pay attention. If you have these things going on, it might be time to stop and start again. Start anew, okay? You seem to have everyone around you through no fault of their own, okay? You seem to hate everyone around you through no fault of their own. Even friendly conversations with close people seem to you silly and useless. Your only desire is to leave them all and stay alone. Pay attention, okay? Number seven, you are stuck in your past or just live your dreams about the future. Your present seems too boring, monotonous, and dull. All the time you go back to good old days. You think back on old lovers and friends or colleagues. Alternatively, you spend a good deal of your time dreaming about the future and picturing to yourself a bright life in a new place. Eight, you need more anonymity. And yeah, anonymity. Even big cities can make you feel trapped. Like when the same people say your neighbors or colleagues have been around you for the past 20 something years. You would like to be around people who don't know your past. Number nine, you feel restless. You are curious about other parts of the world or your country, or just want to see whatever is not too far from the place you're currently in. Exploring your country makes a good start in exploring life in all its diversity. Number 10, you cannot do your dream job where you are now. Sometimes these Device are locked. Incoming call. Signs that you have to, excuse me, please. Okay. Tuesday, November 4th. Number 10, you cannot do your dream job where you are now. The place is perfect to live in, but it doesn't offer the right career opportunities for you. Ways to get ahead in your career are numerous, but unfortunately, they don't work where you currently are. It may feel frustrating to have to move so that you can start over again and leave everything behind. But the longer you wait, the further you are from your dream. Number 11, you have difficulty remembering what places other than your own town or city look like. You are so caught up in the comfort of brick buildings that you've completely forgotten about the mesmerizing beauty of other places. For example, breathtaking skyscrapers in New York or beautiful parks and alleys in Philadelphia can help you get a breath of fresh air. Oh, yes. So why not look for apartments for rent and get there? 12, you feel you're ready to be out of your comfort zone. These are signs that it's time for you to drop everything and move on, start all over again. You fully realize that if you play it safe all the time, you'll never move ahead. To start over again in life, the first thing to do is to step out of your comfort zone. Your idea is that if you only do what you've always done, you'll only get what you've already got. Oh, yeah, if you always do what you've always done, you'll only get what you've already got. So when a challenge presents itself, you are ready to take it on. You want to change your lifestyle and adopt new traditions and practices. Oh, yes. And here are the closing thoughts of Learning Mind. If you are experiencing at least some of these symptoms, it's time to act. This means to start over again, to leave the old behind and face the new. You have no other way out but to begin a new life which with more awareness, deeper meaning, and broader experience. And that's a rebirth. Oh, yes. But how to go about starting over again? According to psychologists, our brain is resistant to any change, although it's the only permanent thing on earth. Okay? How to bring all that change into our lives? You may have to do some really uncomfortable things and step out of your comfort zone, but it's worth it. It is worth it. And this is Valerie Soliel. She's a content editor and staff writer at Learning Mind. She's a writer with over 5 years of experience at the time of this article, and she holds a bachelor's degree in law and a BA in psychology. She's a physical and mental health enthusiast who constantly expands her knowledge about the mysteries of the human body and mind. Oh, thank you so much. And the copyright is 2012 through 2025. This is Learning Mind. Oh, this is so good. Now we're going to WikiHow, and I really like WikiHow. 1:45 p.m. Fingerprint device unlocked. You send audio 12:21 p.m. Baby says he's in love. Tears of joy, Dad. Yes, WikiHow is good. So we're going to our last article for today. Thank you so much for joining me here at Point of View with Ms. Shirley Polk. I am so delighted that you are here with me. It's a privilege, it's a blessing to know that you're here. I am so proud that you're here with me. So proud and thankful that you are here. Oh, yes, all this is good for each of us. I take this to heart too. Oh, yes, I do. I take it to heart. Going to our last article for today. Thank you so much for joining me here at Point of. Hi, Tim, my nephew, Tim. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate it. I hope everything is going well, and I know it is. How to get a fresh start in life. This is WikiHow, and I really like WikiHow. I really do. Changing your life, letting go. How to get a fresh start in life. Start your life over when you feel stuck or stagnant. And it's co authored by Nicolette Tura and Luke Smith. And it was last updated just almost, what is it? It was in September 2025. Oh, yes. And been fact checked also. So we're going to go right into it. And what we have here is starting over, building life changing habits, learning from your past, signs it's time to change. Is it ever too late to start over? Is it ever too late? I don't think it is. As long as you have your health, your strength, oh, a sound mind, and all of that, it's never too late. And sometimes, even if you have to have assistance in your life, you can start all over somewhere else if you need to. Are you feeling stuck in your life? Do you want to start over and make some changes? Starting over can be scary, but you deserve the life you want. And that life is within reach. You hear that? Sometimes we say, oh, I don't know. And that's natural. You have to think it over. You have to recognize the fact that you do need a change and you have to accept that fact. And then you can start moving forward. And it all starts with the thought. Okay? So it can be scary, but you deserve the life you want. And that life is within reach. Don't let the naysayers talk you out of making the change that is best for you. Oh, there's some people, oh, you're too old to do that. Well, how are you going to do that? What made you think you can do that? Don't let the naysayers discourage you, okay? And so they're talking, these are co authors, and they said, we talked to professional life coaches and self improvement experts to show you how to start fresh, build habits to live the life you want, learn from your past, and recognize when a change is what you need. Starting over in life is our first part. Number one, reflect on your past mistakes and successes. Don't just look at the bad, look at the good too, okay? Reflect on them. Number two, identify your values and what's important to you. Remember, this is about you. Number three, make some life goals to work toward. Four, surround yourself with supportive friends or a life coach. What did I just say about those naysayers? Hey, brush them off, okay? Five, don't wait to change your life. Now is the best time. Six, celebrate your progress and forgive yourself for mistakes. Forgive yourself. Have self compassion. 7. Stay open minded, humble, and willing to try new things. Stay open minded, humble, and willing to try new things. Ooh, yeah. Starting fresh is the next. Number 1, find a purpose and decide on your personal values. Your personal values, okay? Thinking about the meaning of your life is one of the first major steps toward making big changes. Now, remember, your life, you must be happy if you're going to influence someone else to be happy. This is for you. You have to do what is going to give you comfort, security, satisfaction, happiness for yourself. Okay? Sometimes you just have to stop and start again. Okay? Start anew. Thinking about the meaning of your life is one of the first major steps toward making big changes. And I know I repeated that. Studies show that people who have a purpose and more resilient and confident, okay? People who have a purpose are more resilient and confident. Ask yourself what you live for or what you want to live for, and use that as your compass in everything you do. Empowerment coach Nicolette Tura says, if it's not clear for you, it's okay, but it's still worth thinking about. Okay? She said, if it's not clear for you, it's okay, but it's still worth thinking about. So here are questions to ask yourself. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? What are you passionate about? What makes you feel like you matter? That's very important right there. What makes you feel like you matter? Is it worth staying in your current life? What drives you? Where do you want to be 10 years from now? Think about it. The next point is think about what truly satisfies your life and makes you feel like you are making a difference, and make that the core of your new life. The next point is your purpose doesn't have to be big or profound. If you love nature, maybe your purpose is spending as much time in nature as you can, or getting a job that helps you protect nature. Oh, this is so good. So good. 2, set goals and make plans to achieve them. Don't just set them. Many of us have set goals and done nothing else about them. But set goals and make plans to achieve them. A goal is a game plan for how exactly you're going to change your life. When you set your goals, make sure they line up with your purpose and values. Make them achievable and consider setting them up in short chunks. If you set an unrealistic goal, you'll just feel crummy when you fall short of it. Oh, yes, little by little, little by little. And the point of that is break big goals into short term, medium term, and long term goals. Write them down and put them somewhere where you can see them daily. For instance, the refrigerator door or stuck to your bedroom mirror. Next point, it also helps to organize your life. Make a schedule and stick to it. Otherwise, you'll just end up pushing your goals further and further back. Organize your life and stick to it, okay? Number three, surround yourself. Here we go again. This is very, very important. I said the naysayers, kick them to the curb. All right? Surround yourself with people who support your vision and dreams. Your social scene might be holding you back from making the change you want. When you're with people who don't want the same things as you, you're less likely to make that first step. Go out and meet new people and find like minded allies. Having friends who want the same things as you is great support and motivation. That point is look for allies in places that align with your wants. For example, if you want to be more physically fit, join a sports club or mingle at the gym. Hey, put yourself there, okay? For like minded people. Number four, try new things whenever you have the opportunity. Do something different and surprise yourself. You'll probably learn something you didn't know about who you are and what you can do. Sometimes we are surprised if we try something, say, oh, I didn't know I could do that. I never thought of that. I never thought I'd ever do anything like that. Do something different and surprise yourself. You'll probably learn something you don't know about who you are and what you can do. Experiencing your horizons this way is key to learning, growing, and discovering who you really are. New things can be scary, but staying stagnant and never growing is even scarier. It is. Some people are stuck now. They have just stayed in the same environment, the same old status quo. They say if you keep doing what you're doing, you always end up with the same thing. Am I?
This is a reminder.
Oh my
In
goodness, I
today's
am so
webcast,
into this. I am going
this
to
is a reminder. In
try
today's
to finish
webcast,
this. Alexa's telling me it's time to end it, but I have to finish this. So please bear with me just a little bit. Go on a trip to some place you've never been. Start learning a language. Take up a new sport or exercise, whether it be gymnastics, kickboxing, or cycling. And when Ashley was a baby, and Ashley, my granddaughter, my oldest grandchild, and Nicholas is my other grandchild. Ashley is 30 years old. That's 30. When Ashley was a baby, I had bought this other language program and we were learning that language together. And guess what? You know what happened, don't you? Just eventually stopped learning, and I regret it to this day. But you know what? I'm going to pick it up again because I want to learn at least two languages, two other languages. So, anyway, go on a trip someplace you've never been. Start learning a language. Take up a new sport or exercise, whether it be gymnastics, kickboxing, or cycling. You might uh, fail, but that's okay. It's not the end of your path. You can still keep going and trying. Even if you don't, you'll have learned something new about yourself. We learn something new. Some people say you learn something new every day. Okay, we do. 5, relocate if you think it'll help. If you think it'll help, relocate. Sometimes a fresh start means a new city or town or just a new home in the same town. Changing your surroundings can help you change your perspective. Consider moving, but remember that a change of scenery won't automatically change you as a person. That's something that takes more effort and practice. Remember that, okay? And the point here is you might also just need a vacation. Get away for a week or two, then come back and see how you feel before uprooting your life. Just might need a break. And as a matter of fact, my one of my new releases is Take a Break. You can find it on in SoundCloud, on the Miss Shirley Polk, Evangelist Shirley Polk SoundCloud. You can find it on Bandcamp also. Okay, take a break. Number 6, expect setbacks, but celebrate progress. Starting over and making progress doesn't look like a straight line. Sometimes you'll fall into old habits or things will seem hopeless, but it's only temporary. Remember that it's only temporary, okay? That's why it's important to celebrate your little victories and look at the big picture, not just get stuck on a few bad days. The point here is when you notice progress, celebrate it. If you've lost weight, for example, make yourself a nice healthy meal. A reward is a huge help in moving forward. Next, avoid moments of weakness by removing the temptation. Delete your ex's number so you don't text them, or buy healthy snacks instead of junk food, for example. Now, next point, having moments of weakness is common. We all stumble and vacillate between what is best for us in the future and what is easy right now. Challenge your now and replace it with your vision for your life in the long term. This is so good, and I must finish this. Thank you for being here with me. Number 7, start now and start over silently without announcing it to the world. And you know, that's what I was telling Nicholas, my favorite grandson, yesterday. You know, I used to be so excited about when God would give me ideas and tell me things, and I'm still excited. Oh, yes, no less excited. But I used to tell, sometimes before I initiated, God gave me this to do, and I'm going to do this. And sometimes other people might do it, or then they might try to discourage you, and some people will encourage you. There are motives behind everything. There are good motives, bad motives. So now I've learned now And when God gives you something to do, you do it and let it show itself. Oh, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. And that's what I do. Start now and start over silently without announcing it to the world. There's no better time than the present to make a change. You don't need to wait for a new year or any other occasion. You also don't need to validate your choices to make a change in your life. It's tempting to let everyone know and to tell them you're starting over, but announcing it is just an easy way to feel like you're doing it without actually changing anything. Remember that only you need to feel comfortable with your choices and decisions, not other people. And this point is feel free to tell close friends or to have someone hold you accountable, but don't just post your plan to social media and then forget all about it. And this is Sheryl Sandberg, best-selling author and philanthropist. When starting over, begin by letting go of who you used to be and what no longer serves your higher purpose. Make space for the new identity waiting to emerge, not by erasing your history, but by no longer letting it dictate your future. What matters now is who you choose to become. Oh, that's good. Number 8, consider getting a life coach to help you make changes. Sometimes we need help, a life coach. It's like sometimes we need to get a coach, what is it, physical fitness coach, if we want to build muscle, lose weight, and all that, nutritionists, if we need to change our diet and all of that. There are people here in this world that can help us. Starting over isn't always a walk in the park, and it's not always easy to know where to go or how. Life coach Tracy Rogers tells us that a life coach can be really beneficial because at least you have, number one, an outside objective perspective that can keep you focused. Their job is to help you live better, and you might decide it's worth it. The point is, a life coach can also be a valuable ally when your friends or family don't understand or approve of your life changes. Oh, yes, building life changing habits. Oh, my goodness, we have quite a ways to go here. So, I'm going to go just a little bit further. Building life changing habits. I very seldom go over because I don't want to impose your time. So you can come back if you have to go on to something else, or please stay with me and I'll finish this, okay? Thank you so much. Number one, live in the moment and appreciate the present. When it comes down to it, all we have is the here and now. We can make plans or live in the past, but everything that matters is happening right now. Don't let life pass you by. Take frequent breaks to look at the world around you and appreciate where you are. The point here is there's a point, some several points here. Do a mindfulness exercise. Ask yourself what you see, feel, hear, taste, and smell to ground yourself in the present. Next point, take one day at a time. Very important. Take one day at a time. Starting over can feel overwhelming if you're focused on the progress you haven't made yet. Instead, do what needs doing today and trust that you'll handle your future problems when they arise. Oh, yes. Number two, stay humble and understand that you can always improve. Some people, oh, he ain't no good, she ain't no good. And some people have the nerve to tell you, oh, you're not going to make it. You're not going to be able to do that. That's too hard. You've tried this and you've tried that over and over again and you never finished anything. Stay humble and understand that you can always improve. Torah says not to take things too seriously and don't be afraid to fail. The biggest enemy to growth is thinking you're already perfect. Oh my goodness, the biggest enemy to growth is thinking you're already perfect. You might know a whole lot or have lots of experiences, but once you think you know it all, you stop evolving and start stagnating. Open your mind and accept that other people may have more answers than you do, at least when it comes to certain things. This point here, humility also means doing things because you want to do them, not because you want to impress someone. I will read that again. This is super, super good. Humility also means doing things because you want to do them, not because you want to impress someone. Next point, when you try something new, approach it with a growth mindset. Okay? You're starting from scratch, but you have everything to gain. Oh my goodness. Three, ask for help when you need it. Don't be too stubborn. Don't be too ashamed to ask for help when you need it. There's somebody who will help you and won't criticize you. Oh, yes, you can find that person. And my suggestion is ask God to send someone to you, you to someone, put you in the same atmosphere, the same environment with someone who can help you, and it will happen. I promise it will happen. Three, ask for help when you need it. Rogers tells us that asking for help is one of the best tools we have when we're starting over. You may not have all the answers, but other people have found some of their own. So take advantage of that. Ask for advice from a friend or ask your family to help you move. You have allies and you're not in this alone. This point here, needing and asking for help doesn't make you weak, but instead makes you smart and resourceful. Everyone has different skills, and no man is an island. And you know, I talk about that. I quote that song quite often. Four, make healthy changes to your lifestyle. Torah says that making sure your wellness is being taken care of, weight, hygiene, nutrition is key to living your best life. When you feel physically good, you'll feel mentally ready for anything. Taking care of your body is the first step to finding the new and improved version of yourself. Talking about letting go of whatever you need to let go of and starting all over again, starting new. Starting new. Sometimes it's very necessary to do that. This point here is make sure you're getting at least 30 minutes of exercise a day and sipping on water from morning to night. Next, eat a balanced diet that includes carbs, proteins, veggies, and fruits, and grains each day. Next point, aim to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night to stay well rested. Oh, yes, learning from your past. Learning from your past. I'm going to try to be finished by 2:30. Okay, which is 2:30, which would give us an hour and a half of webcast. All right, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Somebody needs this. If you don't need it, would you pass it on to someone else? Would you share it on the book or the tube, wherever you are? Pass it on to someone else, okay? For me, please. And even if you need it, please pass it on to someone else because someone else needs it too. So you take it for yourself and then pass it on. Thank you so much. Learning from your past. Oh, we can all do this. One, accept the past, but don't forget about it. Accept the past, but don't forget about it. You can't start over in your life if you're still holding on to the past, whether that be a relationship, job, family, or other situation. Life coach Lucy Yang tells us you need to accept what has happened. If you don't learn from the past, you'll just end up repeating it. So don't just toss it away altogether. The point here, one point is acceptance doesn't necessarily mean forgiveness or understanding. It just means that you have realized something has happened, you acknowledged it, and you are ready to move on from it. Oh, yes. Two, find the positive in the negative parts of your past. Disaster happens to everyone, and everyone makes mistakes. It's unavoidable. What makes a good person, though, is how they decide to move forward. Remember that each failure is an opportunity to learn, grow, and build something new. And I will repeat that. Remember that each failure is an opportunity to learn, grow, and build something new. This is WikiHow. I told you WikiHow is good. The lessons you are to learn won't be obvious. You instead have to discover what your life is telling you. The next point, for example, if you suffered a terrible illness but survived, then you've learned how strong and resilient you are, even though it was tough. And that confidence is invaluable. Oh, yes, we're getting there. Three, ask yourself what's working and what's not working. You can't just quit life. So instead of getting down when things are not working out as planned, ask yourself, what is or was working in my situation or circumstance. Make a list of things you want to take into your new life and a list of things you want to leave behind. The point here, One of the points, write it all down. Keep notes to yourself about your successes, even the small ones. Write every night about something that went well that day. Focusing on this positive helps attract more of it. The next point, then ask yourself how you can execute on these things. For example, if you want to quit smoking, you might make a plan to start chewing nicotine gum as a first step. All right, signs, it's time to change. And we have 5 sections here, and this is section 4 we're going into. Okay, signs, it's time to change. You feel restless and bored. Sometimes you might feel like a tiger pacing back and forth in a cage. You don't know what to do with yourself or how to spend your time. You're unfulfilled, but you probably don't know it. This is a clear sign that you're not living the life you deserve and that it's time to make some changes. The first point here, and this one is often we mistake material things like buying products as a purpose, but your life's purpose is more complex and emotional than that. You don't know your own values. You might do things that confuse you, or you might not know why you did something that hurt you or someone else. Life coach Camber Hill says that in order to really have a rich experience being alive, one has to have self respect. That means that you've lost sight of the most important value, appreciating yourself, and your other values have gone away with it. My goodness. Point here, when you live a life according to firm values, charity, generosity, understanding, etc., you feel more fulfilled and certain of where you're headed. Then we go into this. You're always stressed or unhappy. This is realizing that it's time to start anew, okay? You're always stressed or unhappy. If you feel like every day is a struggle and that happiness is rarer than unhappiness, it's probably time to take a step back and reevaluate your life. You might have the wrong priorities, or maybe you took a wrong turn somewhere. In any case, the life you're living now is unsustainable. Point here, ask yourself what the source of your unhappiness is and what it takes to make you truly happy. Oh, yes. You are not making any progress. These are signs that it's time to make a drastic change. Get rid of the old and bring in the new. But you have to plan it and you have to take it step by step. Okay? You're not making any progress. You might be clinging to old habits or lifestyles that just don't serve you, and it's time to let go and start over. It's easy to lose sight of your goals or to fall back into a routine that isn't getting you anywhere. And when this happens, it can feel like life is a treadmill. You're moving your legs, but not getting anywhere. It's likely time to set new goals and get to work. Oh, yes, it's likely time. You feel change calling you. Sometimes change just calls to us, and we're not sure why. You might feel suddenly motivated to learn something new, or to see a new city, or to try a new way of life. It might not be worth blowing up your current life to change it, but it's definitely worth trying new things to see where that voice leads you. Be careful. Now we're in section 5. This is our last section. Thank you for being here. Is it ever too late to start over? Is it ever? Not anyone can start over anytime, okay? This piece is saying not anyone can start over anytime. You're, oh, I reread that because I'm saying now, I've said that it's not too late for anyone to start over, and it's not. But I misread this. No, anyone can start over anytime. There we go. Because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, no, no, that's not what I've been talking about. It's never too late to start over, okay? As long as you have your breath, your health, your strength, you're never too old to start over, and it's never too late. There are people out there who switch careers in their 50s. Some artists start painting in their 60s, and authors start writing in their 70s. You can make a change anytime you want. You just have to have the courage and motivation to follow through with it. Point here, plus the later you start over, the more experience you have to work with. If you start over in your 50s, you've learned a whole lot more than when you were 18 or 30. Next point, it also doesn't matter where you are in life, whether you have money or don't, or who you are right now. If a new life is what you want, it's yours to take, but you have to chase it. Oh, that, oh my goodness. This is Lucy, yeah. All right, I got this. I have this. And she said it really helps if you can push yourself to live in the moment. One antidote is to start playing, do fun things, goof off, and engage in things that stimulate you. Play is a great way to wake yourself up, pass time, and get more in touch with who you are. Oh my goodness. And she has this, why do I feel life like it's harder to start over as I get older? So you can go here to WikiHow. So thank you so much for being here with me. She has another piece here. She said, as an adult, all of that adulting can really wear you out. It's easy to get caught up in the boring stuff and lose your sense of who you are. Remember, it's never too late to shake yourself out of that and do something that's more fulfilling. All right, she has other things here, how to feel more fulfilled and all of that. This is WikiHow. WikiHow. Thank you so much. I certainly appreciate you for hanging in here with me. I felt that I needed to do that, and it's 2:30 on the dot. I love you. Thank you for being here. Please join me on Thursday at 1 p.m. I love you.